Dear Misty, I keep hearing people talk about Carmen Carrera everywhere and how she should not be performing for the RuPaul's Drag Race tours anymore because she is transgendered. She's beautiful. I love what she's fighting for. But when I watch her, it's like I'm at a gentleman's club rather than a drag show because the magic of drag is gone. What do you think? Darling, you are opening a can of worms. The house down. Alright, so my thoughts are very conflicted. I see what you're saying. Alright, so yes, part of me agrees with you in the fact that I've been to major shows in the beginning of drag. Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and oftentimes the most beautiful transsexual goddess in the show would just walk out there with a big coat on, stand there for a minute or two, to any song, even a stupid boring song that nobody cares about, would just stand there and be like, and then just take off her coat and stand there and collect money. So my thoughts, again, as a struggling drag queen trying to make it in the world, was A, she's not a drag queen, she's a tranny. B, her talent is not in her performing, it's in her plastic surgeon. And C, she's not doing drag. So I do understand where you're coming from. However, the direct question that so I do understand where you're coming from because I have also had those thoughts. But now, being in this community and being a performer, I don't agree with you so much anymore. Alright, so the first point of your thing was, people think she should not perform for RuPaul's Drag Race tours because she's transgendered. First of all, that's stupid. She was on RuPaul's Drag Race. And every season except for season 1, well, obviously this season hasn't had enough time, but every season except for season 1, there has been a transgendered person on it. Or someone has gone off to become transgendered. You can't say to someone, like for example, I went to Oral Roberts University. I got kicked out, but I did go there for 4 years. And if I were to believe in that school still and want to be a part of the alumni program and want to donate money to the school and go to the alumni events, and they were to look at me and say, oh no, you can't be an ORU alumni because you're a homosexual, my response would be the same. Who are you to tell me that I can't be an alumni? Because Carmen Carrera is alumni. She did pay her dues. She did last on RuPaul's Drag Race. She did compete just like everyone else. Even Will and Belly, who got kicked off, competed for RuPaul's Drag Race and therefore is a RuPaul's Drag Race alumni. I am an ORU alumni and they can't say anything about it. I paid my dues for 4 years, well, 3.5 years. No, 4 years. This last semester of my senior year would still be a 4th year. So yes, I paid my dues. So whoever says that she should not perform in the RuPaul's Drag Race tours is just ludicrous and stupid. But when I watch, and now back to your question, but when I watch, I feel like it's a gentleman's club, not a drag show because the magic of drag is gone. I do understand what you're saying because the magic of drag. If you just stand there and look sexy, it's not a talent. However, my thought on that has changed. For example, on the RuPaul's Drag Race cruise, if you want to go with me in the year 2014, click here. This will be my 3rd cruise with you. And this will be Carmen's 3rd cruise. Carmen did perform in the last 2 cruises. And Carmen did do a naked number on both cruises. But I think she should, and I think... Okay, let me think of it this way. For the last 9 years, we just celebrated our 9-year anniversary. I've done a show called The Tranny Palace. And at the Tranny Palace, I go out of my way to make sure that the girls are very unique and very different. Meaning, I want a tranny beautiful goddess. I want a Creature Feature Club kid. I want a dancing diva. I want every type of drag. And Carmen Carrera is definitely a type of drag. A very special, granted, it's a very unique type of drag, as in not every man who puts on a dress can pull off what she's pulled off. She's invested a lot of time and a lot of money in her body, just as you might have in her body, and made her body her craft. And it's still an art of female impersonation. She was born a male, and she is impersonating a female on stage for everyone to enjoy. And from a show director point of view, I love having a beautiful tranny in the show because I like having the shock factor. I like it when there's straight men in the audience going, wow, where did she put it? You know, things like that. I like that. That makes me happy. That makes me excited. I love it. And I love bringing straight guys to shows and watching, like, you know, the Erica Norells and the Daniel Hunters and the Mimi Marks and the goddesses. Erica Andrews, rest in peace. I love taking them and be like, oh my gosh, wow, she's gorgeous. I love that. Again, proving that sexuality is very fluid. But yes, I definitely do believe that she should be performing on the tours. But even if it's not a RuPaul's Drag Race show, she should still be allowed to perform in shows because technically, granted, she's impersonating a woman full time, but she's still a female impersonator, and still she's a drag queen, and still she should be allowed to perform in drag shows. I understand from a little boy just starting drag that yes, I did agree with you at one time, and yes, I was frustrated, mostly because here I am trying to get a drag booking, can't even buy a wig, and she's stunning and gorgeous, and she can get naked and not even have to buy clothes. I agree, but I disagree. And I think that's where we're gonna have to draw the line. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. I think Carmen Carrera is stunning. I think Carmen Carrera is beautiful. I think Carmen Carrera is a great advocate for the trans community because she's very public and she's very well spoken about who, when, where, why, and what she is. I did a video recently about the trans community and the word tranny specifically, and the word, it was about RuPaul's Drag Race. You've got Tyra Male versus you've got She-Male. And I used her as an example. The bad thing I think about the trans community is that so many trans people are hiding in closets, and they're so afraid that people are going to discover them that they would never stand up and fight for trans rights because they're so afraid to be found out or discovered. And that's what I think is great about Carmen, is that she's not afraid to be like, hey, look, this is what's up. Yeah, you might not ever know, but that's what makes it more exciting. Granted, she can go to a straight club and not, you know, be unclockable. And that's good. She should be allowed to go to a straight club and not be clockable. She shouldn't have to always go to a gay club when people are like, Carmen Carrera here, famous transsexual goddess from RuPaul's Drag Race, and then all the straight people are like, oh. If she wants to go in and like get people to gag on her, then she should be allowed to. But if she wants to be on stage and perform with the other female impersonators, she should also be allowed to. I guess it's a complex, confusing situation. But yes, my thoughts, I guess, are all over the place. But yes, I do think that she's still a drag queen, and she should still be performing in drag shows. Just because she chose to live her life as a woman doesn't mean she should not be allowed to perform anymore. And that's my thoughts. You don't have to like it. Loving you is easy.